Hello and welcome to this video. I'm James and today we're going to explore the idea of intellectual potential. Have you ever heard someone say, "I'm not a math person"? It happens all the time, right? Sometimes you can tell it's a little bit of a humble brag, like what they really mean is, "I'm a unique and creative snowflake and I'm not going to learn math when I've got a calculator." We see every day that people just accept that they'll never learn basic math skills. Our culture has just come to accept that math is hard, and lots of people just can't do it. The internet is full of memes complaining about how hard math is. To me, that's weird. Just imagine if we were so accepting of illiteracy. I mean, if I told you I didn't know how to read, you might wonder if I was some bearded, fur covered mountain man living off the bison and pine cones in Wyoming. But math is different. There's little, t- there's little to no shame of numerical illiteracy. I'm a chemistry teacher, but when I throw an equation up on the wall, I can see the doom and gloom building in the eyes of some of my students. I want to know how I can change these students' outlook on math. I want to change their mindset from frustration and hopelessness to one in which students believe that anything is possible and that they can grow to master any content. Meet Carol Dweck. She's an educational psychology professor at Stanford. Back in 2006, she wrote a landmark book called Mindset: The New Psychology of Success. In her book, she laid out two really important concepts: the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. In its most simplified form, the paradigm asks you if you think talents and intelligence is more or less fixed, unchanging, or if there's considerable room for change. Are some kids just born whiz bang good at math while others are just not math people? Or do you think that anyone can be a straight A math student as long as they're willing to put the effort in? The real question is, are talents and intelligence gifts or are they cultivated? If students are in a fixed mindset, then they think that their intelligence is static. Then, when they come across a setback, they assume that the reason the task is so hard for them is because they're not smart enough. In their mindset, the only explanation for difficulty in school is that they're just not smart enough. Even worse, in this mindset, they're stuck. Not only are they not smart enough now, but they'll never be smart enough. They're going to end up saying, "I'm just not a math person," and resign themselves to drudgery and bad grades. But what if we could change that mindset? What if we could take that student and make them believe that they're not stuck, that they can achieve, that if they want to be a math person, then they jolly well can be a math person? That's the growth model. One of the early studies on this topic looked at almost 400 junior high students in New York State of varying backgrounds. Dweck and her fellow researchers first identified which of the students were in a fixed mindset and which were in a growth mindset. Then they tracked their attitudes and performances over several school years. The students with a growth mindset were more likely to believe that working hard was necessary in achievement. They tended to change up their strategies and apply more effort when they hit roadblocks. On the other hand, the students with a fixed mindset thought that natural talent was necessary in achievement. Those students tended to give up when they hit the same roadblocks. These mindset differences were significantly reflected in their grades. These results have been reproduced in various settings, from helping smokers quit to senior calculus. One interesting example emerged from data collected by an international math and science diagnostic called the TIMSS test. This test is not only designed to measure student achievement globally in math and science, but also comes with a 120-item questionnaire about students' lives: background, family, ethnicity, and so on. The questionnaire is so exhaustive and exhausting that many students don't even bother to finish it. Now, here's the incredible part: the students from the best countries in math and science answered more of the questionnaire questions, and the students from the poorest countries in science and math answered far fewer items on the questionnaire. All said and done, as much as 60% of a country's performance on the math and science test can be accounted for by just the number of items answered on the questionnaire. What's the lesson here? Perseverance pays. And that is exactly what a growth mindset fosters: perseverance. If a student thinks that she can't succeed, why would she even try? But if we can convince our students that they are capable of content mastery, then we can expect them to be more motivated to work for it. So how do we bring this into the classroom? First thing is to challenge everyone, to make a classroom that values growth and hard work over natural ability. Begin by giving each student appropriately challenging work. That means differentiated instruction. The lower ability students need work that is doable yet stretching, and those same students need to see the higher ability students being stretched as well. If everyone in the class is being challenged and growing through it, then the fixed mindset has no leg to stand on. The next important thing is to praise process and not ability. Don't go around the room saying, "Ah, you've got a real knack for this, Stephen," or "you're a natural, Bill." Instead, praise the strategies, effort, and praise the engagement. "Sally, you studied so well for this quiz. Practicing with that homework problem really worked for you." Or something like, "Peter, I'm loving the effort. Keep up the hard work." If a student does get stuck, start by praising them for the work they've done so far. By praising their studentship over their intelligence, teachers can highlight what the students have done to be successful and what they need to do to continue to succeed. One last strategy. In the sciences, we're always talking about the historical development of theories and the great scientists that proposed and proved them. It's easy for these discussions to turn into a sort of intellect worship, where the scientist is praised for his superhuman insight and cleverness. But that's not only untrue, but also damaging to the students. Instead of portraying the great scientists as geniuses gifted to the world, teachers should emphasize their loving passion for their work and their diligence and their perseverance in their scientific inquiry. It's important to remind students that Edison found 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. When asked how he became a good poet, Billy Collins, who was the poet laureate from 2001 to 2003, said, "We're all born with 200 bad poems in us." It takes time to practice a craft and to develop a talent. It's important that our students see the personal growth of the greats of history so that they can see the potential for growth in their own lives. I'm thoroughly convinced that through these types of methods, teachers can unlock truckloads of potential in our students. But before they can meet that potential, they have to believe that they can change, that they can get smarter. I hope that someday we can get past the dangerous and untrue categories of math people and not math people and live in a world with just people who all believe in their own near limitless potential for learning and achievement. Thank you.